Hello, welcome back to mHUB Inside. Today I'm here with mHUB member Matt,
Hey.
who is an avid user of the X-carve Pro. We did a video a few back where we did a time lapse of actually unboxing and assembling this machine, and Matt jumped right in.
I sure did.
The next day, I believe, and started using it. So we're going to show you one particular cut, one particular piece of the software, and then talk more about Matt's product, which if you want to give us a basic intro.
Yeah. So basically, I've been playing this game, Bags, what we call it in Chicago, the game Cornhole. I've been playing it since 2005, kind of competitively, we'll say. And I've just had a bunch of ideas throughout the years of how to make some of the things a little bit better, more collapsible, cleaner, stuff like that. So I'm using this machine for sure because I'm kind of new to the actual machining thing. This is such an easy thing to learn, way easier than some of the other things, learning fusion and all that. This is more of like a plug and chug, and it'll kind of get you going right where you want to go. So,
So you were fiddling around on some fusion stuff, and then when we got this, you're like, hey, wait, this would be a faster way
exactly
to just work through your form factor and prototyping.
Yep, I've been coming to the supplies over there. I saw this thing was set up, and then when you posted that video, I was just like, oh wait, that thing's ready to go? Let's do it. I
Put it right to
the
use.
next day.
So
Yep.
for those that are not Cornhole pros,
Yeah.
I mean, I think most people are kind of enthusiasts, right? Like who
100%.
hasn't thrown a bag?
100%.
This looks different than your typical box.
Sure does.
So I know we'll get more into some of the features of the product, but essentially, what is this being used for?
So this is called an Airmail box. This is like a training thing. So most boards are like 4 feet by 2 feet, this exact same angle, about a 10-degree angle. This is more of a training tool just to practice your airmails, which is when you throw it in on a fly. So like, I don't know if you could see from right there, but most of the people out there that are making them, they kind of moves all around. Like the bags are kind of heavy when they're coming from 30 feet. I made one with some removable legs. So if you're on a basketball court, it sticks here. If you're on grass, just unscrew it. You'll see over there later. You have a little screw post that goes into the grass. So, and it collapses up really easy, like you can see right over there, right below you, that blue and white one. That's just fully collapsed. So, yes.
And this is like a training tool, but also a betting tool.
It is kind of a betting tool too, yeah. So,
because like all good games, you can bet on them.
I would say at least 90% of your bags leagues, there's some sort of money pot or a money bags pot. Or say you put $10 into a raffle, you get 10 tickets. At the end of the night, say there's $400 in the pot, and you get your ticket pulled, you get 4 bags. And if you make one of them in, you get $100. You make 3 of them, and you get $300. The rest carries over to the next day. So like they use this just to make it a little tougher than a normal cornhole board. So you'll see things similar to this. Not quite as nice though, I would say, but you'll see these similar to this all across the country at tons of different bags leagues.
Cool, but there's some good features on yours that we'll get to later. But
Sure
to kind of focus on the machine for a sec, I'll step out so you can show some of the software functionality, do a cut, and then we'll bring it over to some assembly.
Absolutely,
Okay,
sounds good.
cool.
All right, if you want to come over here, I'll kind of show you how Easel works. So this is the Easel software, which is the Inventables software that they made. Makes it very easy to use. The piece I'm going to be using is one of the side legs on this Airmail box. You take this file, save it as an SVG, import it, and it pops right up. And I'll show you a preview over here, which is really nice. Definitely the nicest thing is that you could choose exactly what material it is, all the colors and all that. And you can see the exact preview right there. The important thing about that, the fact that they let you choose HDPE versus wood and everything, is because it'll automatically tell you the speeds and feeds, which is by far the best feature for an intro person into this, because it took me so long to figure out how to cut HDPE just in general, watching so many videos. This makes it just really simple. So you would sit here, these are all the Inventables tools that are already in the software. You would click one, the cut settings automatically have it set up for you. You don't even have to make any decisions. Obviously sometimes the cuts are a little bit off and you have to kind of tweak it as you go, but it's definitely a better starting point than just going on Google and searching random forums for things like this. And this is basically how easy it is to use the machine. So you choose this XY. Right now my piece over here on the right, we're just going to try getting this over to the bottom left. We got move this out of the way for a little second. Gonna move it. Move this Z a little bit closer. All right, and then we have this Z probe right here, which is what you're going to use to figure out how far high or low you go. We click carve. It pretty much tells you exactly what you need to do in simple terms. Material is secure. Yes, we have it locked down. I know my bit. And click that we want to use the probe. It'll tell you you want to drag the material right over it. Sounds good. It tells you to plug it in here. It knows you did that. Attach the clip. Clip is attached. Now it says make sure you touch this to the tip of the bit so it recognizes it. Okay, good to go. Touch the plate so it's in place. Start probing. It'll automatically go down and touch that. Probably could have started with that a little bit closer, but that's okay. All right. Now it just tells you to make sure you put the Z probe away. And we'll put this back underneath there. In order to do that, we have to put the Z up a little bit. And then back down. Okay, Z probe's away. Set the XY to 0. We're good to go. Attach the dress. Spindles on. All right, and then you're ready to carve. So we're going to turn the vacuum on, which is attached, to this dust shoe. And quick carve. All right, so then now that that's done, that'll basically look like this. There's a couple tabs in there that we would have to route, but we're not going to waste any time showing that. So you can come over here and I'll show you what we basically just made. So we would make 2 of those for this. These are going to be the side legs. So right now it would end up looking like this once you route the edges of those tabs. You would have to do one more drilling operation, which is where these are going to come into play. And the way that this attaches to the top is both of these pins are in here. We have a couple threaded inserts like this that would be drilled into here. This goes right on top of it. Obviously the same on both sides. And then we have pieces like this. And all of these were made on the machine. Every single part here was done on this lovely piece of equipment.
Is this a more final
This is a little bit more of a final one.
Like, what are you still going to change on this?
The only thing that has to be added right now there's going to be 4 cuts on the bottom because we have these basically removable legs for the different surfaces that you play on.
Okay.
Which would be over on that first piece that I showed you. So these cuts right here have to be made.
Got it. So you can put different feet in.
Yeah, this one can't quite be made on this. I made the jigs on this machine, but this is such a tall thing, I couldn't just put this underneath. It does have a pretty high tip. Like you're able to do a lot of things, like holes from up here, just because there's a lot of room there, but not quite this much room. You're not going to get that on many machines. So, so this thing will end up looking something like this. You got some different removable legs.
You can fold it up, pack it in your backpack.
It's yeah, super nice. Definitely different. Even if you're on concrete, you could have this base, because obviously you can't just use a suction on concrete, but anything flat, you have suction cups. Some carpets, there's ones that have Velcro on these. Those spikes on the bottom of these, if you're on grass, it'll go grass or turf.
Everything. So you can play bags anywhere, anytime.
I've tried to come up with some of the solutions, as many as I could.
That's great.
But in general, this is basically what it looks like. And you know, it collapses super compact. It's still the same regulation height as a normal board.
Yeah.
And it's just something you can't really do with wood to make it this. I made it as compact as you possibly could. I wanted it to fit in the backpack, be in the back of the car, and not take up room.
And you were saying the wood is loud too, so if a bag's hitting it.
Wood's much louder. Yeah. There's the grain of the wood. There's so many more things that you can keep tighter on here when you're using plastic. So
nice.
And it looks nice.
It does look nice.
We'll see if everyone else does. So far, I've had good feedback.
Yeah, interesting to see the software too, because I didn't realize that it was like very step by step, like do this, do this, do this, and like the visual cues for someone that's like just learning these types of machines.
Absolutely,
makes it super easy. For
sure, and I haven't even gone into a lot of these new apps, because if you have the Easel Pro, which is $25 a month or whatever it costs, there's so many more features, and there's tens of thousands different designs and texts and fonts and all that stuff that you could use, and just super, super basic, where you don't have to, spend 1,000 hours learning anything. It's kind of just, hey, what do you want to make? We'll make it for you, and we'll show you how it's going to look before you cut it.
Yeah.
So pretty much foolproof.
Cool.
So I like the machine, obviously.
Yeah. So do you have a website or somewhere where you're selling these?
I do have a website. I'm going to probably be going live next week, but the website's up there, but it's not linked to Facebook or anything yet. I'm waiting until I get my first product.
Have more product
completely ready to go before I actually go live.
Cool.
But merkedboards.com would be the name.
Nice.
MERKED boards.
You need to do some user testing. Can I throw a bag?
You could absolutely throw a bag if you want.
Let's do it.
I think you could do it from a little farther.
Okay.
I think you got
testing. I feel like when I play, what is far? What is appropriate?
Actual distance that we play is a little further than this.
That can't be possible.
No, a little.
I'm talking about bar distance,
30 feet. What I was saying, 33.
Like this.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I don't know how I feel about this.
You're good.
Oh, I didn't even hit it.
Way further. You play a lot farther than that, I promise you.
Here we go. We gotta do it again
unless you're hanging out at Chuck E. Cheese all the time.
We have to show how it doesn't move.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, farther.
Yeah.
You're right. It probably is farther than I'm thinking in my head, or my spatial cues.
Oh, I'll give you a couple bags too.
We don't have to do it until Kim makes it.
Were we able to end on?
We'll do it like this. Ready?
Yeah.
Ah, winner.
No.
Cool. Well, thanks.
No, absolutely.
Fun little throwback to the X-carve that we just recently got, and cool product.
Yep, and there's probably going to be a lot more things to make on there. I have a lot of ideas up here, just not enough time to do them all. So.
Well, we will visit you again.
Absolutely. Sounds good to me.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for having me.
Subscribe if there's something you want to see made on the X-carve. Maybe we'll do it.
Sounds
See you around. Bye.
Bye.